Yo, top of the morning to you, Hustle Nation. Today's show, man, we're going inside the mind of an entrepreneur with our special guest, Rick Joyner, founder and creator of Life's Best CMOS Gel, a lifelong entrepreneur. So he's going to give it to us straight what it actually takes to survive in this world of entrepreneurship. You stick around and you will learn what it takes to develop the mindset of an entrepreneur. So let's get it started. Yo, what's up, Ultimate Hustlers, and welcome to the Cortez Hustle Show, the business podcast for the entrepreneur of the 21st century. And I'm your host, Cortez Hustle. Our goal is to give you a behind-the-scenes look at how the world's greatest hustlers build amazing brands, scale their businesses to incredible heights, sell more, make more, and create mass movements that impact the world. It doesn't matter if you're a seasoned vet or you're sitting on the sidelines with aspirations to one day unleash your inner hustle. This show will provide the insights into how pure grit, determination, and hard work has morphed into some of the most iconic brands and personalities and how they are moving the culture forward. You'll get a mix of solo shows featuring yours truly, as well as interviews and content from other hustlers that I either know personally or I've learned from or whose grind I've come to know and respect. And you'll also get exclusive recordings from our membership called Monetize My Life Academy, which you can check out at monetizemylifeacademy.com. That's a program where we go live every month with some of the best hustlers on the planet, sharing best practices on how we all can explode our brands with advanced branding and marketing tactics, business development strategies, and financial game planning necessary to build the empires we all desire. Again, that's at monetizemylifeacademy.com. If you like today's episode, chances are the hustlers you're connected to will like it as well. Share it with those in your network. And when you do, use hashtag Cortez Hustle so I can see you and hopefully give you a shout out and share you in my stories. So check out today's episode and make sure you subscribe to the feed on your favorite podcasting networks. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Cortez Hustle Show. I am, of course, your host, Cortez Hustle, also known as the one and only financial health mentor, everybody's favorite fatherpreneur from MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. Listen, if you are an entrepreneur in any respect of the word, and you're trying to take your business, your brand online, leverage the internet, leverage social media, get the most out of these platforms, then you, my friend, might want to check out MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. It is the premier digital marketing mastermind on the planet, and we cover everything from video marketing to social media marketing, how to do sales funnels, anything that you want to know in the world of building your business bigger, bolder, better online. Then the Digital Marketing Mastermind is a place for you. We got plans starting at just $10. We got something for everybody, man. If you are serious about your business and or your brand, and you're trying to get online, you want to check out MonetizeMyLifeAcademy.com. Today, my friends, we are going inside the mind of an entrepreneur with a lifelong entrepreneur who's been doing this thing for a very, very long time and doing it well, and has just made another pivot and started something new that he's going to tell you all about. That is none other than Rick Joyner. We're going to bring him on shortly. Let me go ahead and give you my announcements for the day really, really quickly, guys. Listen, if you are a single mom, or if you know any single moms looking to add another stream of income to their household, then you want to have them reach out to yours truly. I've got what I believe is the best side hustle for single moms in 2021, post-COVID 2020, right? It's a side hustle that will allow them to get their personal finances in order and make money at the same time. So all you got to do is text keyword single mom to 314-874-6887. Again, text keyword single mom to 314-874-6887. And I'm going to share some information that will help them get their credit up, get their taxes down, get their debts down, and start building a retirement plan and add another stream of income. My goal is to help 10 single moms build an additional 4-figure income in the next 90 days. So if you know a single mom, let them know that we've got something for them. Also, we're looking for sponsors for the show. So if you want to be a sponsor of the Cortez Hustle Show, then comment sponsorship and our team will reach out to you. And if you know some people that might want to sponsor the show, hey, we got a 10% finder's fee for those who refer sponsors to the show. And we talked a little bit about Monetize My Life Academy, but you guys got to know that this month is the official launch and the price goes up at the end of this month. So you got 28 days if you want to lock in the prices that we currently have over at monetizemylifeacademy.com. Now, before I get to the quote of the day and the question of the day, I'm going to go ahead and introduce and bring on our special guest for the day. Terrence, top of the morning. I see you out of Chicago. Do me a favor, comment the name of your business and or your brand if you'd like a free business shout out. We love to support entrepreneurs here on the Cortez Hustle Show. This gentleman is esteemed entrepreneur and also a beloved media personality. For years, he's been giving it to the people of Atlanta and all over the world. Very recognizable voices in the respected Hall of Fames in his media journey. But it's not just media. He's been an entrepreneur all of his life, and he's going to share with us what it takes to really be successful on this road to entrepreneurship and how to stay in the game, not just stay in the game, how to win the game. So let me introduce to some and present to others, friend of the show, Mr. Rick Joyner. Top of the morning to you. How you doing, brother?
I am great, my friend. How you doing?
I am blessed and highly favored, man. Excited to have you on the show because I am relatively new in this media space, this media game. And I am sitting with a legend, man. So I'm excited to talk to you about that phase, but you also have another phase that we're really going to dive into. But before I get your background story, let me tell my viewers the question of the day. Here on the Cortez Hustle Show, Rick, we do the question of the day, and we basically give our audience an opportunity to engage with the show, and they get entered into a drawing to win a free vacation if they participate. So the question of today is, if you had a do-over, knowing what you know now,
oh boy,
what would it be? What would it be? If you had a do-over, knowing what you know now, what would it be? Would it be choosing a different mate, spouse? Would it be choosing a different career? Would it be a different path in life? I don't know. But if you answer question of the day, put QOTD. That way the team knows you're responding to the question of the day. We'll pull your name and it goes into the drawing. You guys know we do our live drawing on Wednesday mornings, on Wednesday at noon for that free vacation. So Rick, real quick, man, tell everybody a little bit about who the heck is Rick Joyner.
Well, first of all, Cortez, I want to thank you for asking me to come on and be a part of your platform, man. I really appreciate that. And number two, I'm really glad and happy, elated that you and your family have been able to overcome COVID, and you're doing well. You look mighty healthy. You look like you're eating good.
Yeah, awesome. So, who is Rick Joyner, man?
Wow, Rick Joyner is a little country boy from Memphis, Mississippi. And I say it that way because Memphis, Tennessee sits right there on the border of Mississippi. Mm-hmm. So I'm a country dude from Memphis, Mississippi. That's just like everybody else, man, doing my best to get through this thing called life the best way we can. My story is so crazy because, and I love the word, I love the hustle. I love the hustle word because I didn't realize that I was really a hustler for a long time. And I didn't consciously know where that spirit of hustle and entrepreneurship came from until it's like a light bulb went off one day, man. And my mom is the one that did this to me. Okay. At the tender age of 8 years old, my father just dropped dead at work. And at that time, mom just had a little bitty, a little part-time job down in the corner at the hardware store. And she had 3 kids and her 2 sick parents that she was responsible for. And mom started selling Avon. All right, 3 kids, My older brother, I'm in the middle, and my younger sister. My older brother, got a paper route. Okay. So I'm 8, 9 years old, and I would help mom with the Avon, and I would help my brother with the paper route. And mom sold Avon for over 23 years, man, and took care of us. We never went hungry. She is the original hustler for real.
Yeah.
And that's where that whole spirit came from.
Yeah, I love it, man. And some of us have that story and we've seen that, but it's hard to follow that path when the entire world, especially this country here in America, says, no, don't try to start your own business. It's risky, man. Go the safe route, get educated, get you a job, and you're going to live happily ever after. But we're watching people get to the happily ever after part, and there's not a lot of happy there after 40 years on the job. Rick, talk a little bit about the power and the will that it takes to go against the grain and really pursue your entrepreneurial endeavors.
Well, we live in a society exactly as you described, where we're taught from a very young age that you need to go to school and get a good education so that you can then get a good job.
Yep.
And job, J-O-B, stands for just over broke. And for most people that have a job, that's really where they end up. But I'm thankful for the influences that came into my life, starting with my mom, who let me know that you can do and be anything you want to be. And she utilized Avon as a way of taking care of her family. But she hustled, man. She didn't just take care of the family. She took care of the neighborhood. Mom was the mom that always had a plate for you if you came by and you were hungry, you know. But it takes thinking outside of the box, because society and culture wants to keep you in this box. But you have to, at some point, something has to go off that says, hey, maybe there's another way. Maybe there's another way to do this thing called life. Maybe, I don't have to, because when a job controls your life. And let me break that down for you. That job tells you what time you have to go to sleep at night, so that it tells you what time you got to get up. Then it tells you what time you've got to be there. Then most jobs will work you for about 2 hours and give you a 15-minute break. Then you go back for another 2 hours. Then they tell you when you can eat. It's called lunch break. All right. Then after you eat, you get replenished. Then you come back and you work another 4 hours. Then they tell you when you can go home. And to top it all off, they tell you how much money they're going to pay you.
Definitely how much your time is worth.
And it's nothing new. I mean, and we're all guilty of falling into that, at some point or another. But there's another way. And I'm out here hustling like you, bro. I'm out here hustling, trying to get it.
I love it. And this is no disrespect to anybody who works a job. What I like to say, and I've got a coach and mentor, Brian Bean, who always says, there's nothing wrong with a job.
Absolutely.
Just don't be satisfied. Just know that is, they told us, Rick, that, and this is my problem with the society. They told us that, or led us to believe that a job is not only the best way, but also the only way.
Only way.
Now, at the same time they was telling us that, Rick, they was also teaching us how to ask an entrepreneur for a job, right? Here's how you fill out an application. Here's how you prepare your resume. Here's how you conduct yourself and dress on an interview. Who are you doing that to and for? An entrepreneur created the job. So why don't they just teach us how to be entrepreneurs to begin with, right?
Right.
So real quick, let me do my quote of the day, because normally we start the show with a quote of the day, and I kind of skipped over that because I was so excited to get you on, man. And people are already asking, man, can you post Rick's link? Because we want to get some of that CMOS jail. So I did post a link. So our quote of the day, and Rick, if you have a favorite quote, you can definitely share that, or you can chime in your thoughts on this one. But this one hit me hard this morning. My morning routine is I get up, I work out, and I'm listening to something positive as I work out. I'm talking to myself as I work out, encouraging myself. And I heard Dr. Miles Monroe say, it's not what you think you are that holds you back. It's what you think you aren't. Man, that hit me like a ton of bricks, Rick. So here on the Cortez Hustle Show, I'm going to give it to you again. The quote of the day by Dr. Miles Monroe: it's not what you think you are that holds you back. It's what you think you aren't. Man, what do you believe about you? I believe three things about me, Rick.
Okay.
Number one, I believe that I'm a God under the Most High God, meaning the entire world that I'm creating is my responsibility. If it's upside down, then I did that, and I got to take responsibility for that, right? I also believe that I can do all things with a capital A, capital L, capital L, right? I believe in what the scripture says, and then I also believe that everything the sun touches belongs to me, right? When I was watching that movie, The Lion King, and I saw Mufasa take Simba up on Pride Rock, and he said, man, look out over that prairie. He said, everything the sun touches belongs to us. Well, the book I read puts it a different way. Everywhere the soles of your feet tread shall be given to you. And I believe that, man. That's what I believe about me. So any thoughts on that quote, or do you have your own favorite quote?
Well, that one and all of Miles Monroe it's just always been incredible to me. But absolutely, man, it's not who you think you are. It's who you think you aren't. And you really have to dive into that and break it down, because the subconscious a lot of times is what messes us up. And that F word, that I can't stand, it's called fear. All right. So you think that you're afraid and you can't do something, and you're speaking defeat into yourself every time you say that. So it's so important that, and I love what you said about how you start your day working out and listening to something positive. We have gotten inundated so much with so much negative, it becomes, second nature. We get used to it. We are creatures of habit. And if we are in the habit of entertaining negativity, then we are defeating ourselves by allowing this negativity, but we don't always know it. We don't realize it because we don't want to change. Change is hard. No one wants to change. Leave me alone in my mess. Leave me alone in my, $35,000 a year job. Just leave me alone. I'm good. I like it where I am. And for those that, as you said earlier, for those that are in that position, that's fine if that's where you want to be. But we are speaking to those that know that there's something more out there, and you just haven't been able to quite tap into it yet. And we all need some help sometime. We need some guidance. One of my favorites is Zig Ziglar. He's been a part of my career and my life since I found out who he was some 40 years ago, and his speaking and his teaching is so incredible. But filling your surroundings with these positive images, positive sounds, positive input. Your diet is not just what you eat in your mouth. Your diet also consists of those things that you see, images that you see on television and on your phone and your iPad or whatever, those things that you listen to. Whatever goes in you has the opportunity to affect you some kind of way. And you've got to be careful of that. So
love it, love it, love it. That was the quote of the day here on the Cortez Hustle Show. I'm sitting here listening to and learning from a radio and media legend, Rick Joyner, but also a lifelong entrepreneur. And we're going to get into his latest venture, Life's Best CMOS Gel, and how that came to be, and the benefits of it and how it all works. I put the link in the chat already. If you go to lbcmossgel.com, is that it?
lbcmoss.com.
lbcmoss.com. You guys can check that out for those of you who are not watching us live and listening on the podcast, lbcmoss.com, if you want to check that out. But Rick, as we come out of 2020 and go into 2021, as an entrepreneur, what would you say is one of the biggest lessons you learned in 2020?
Wow. One of the biggest lessons I learned in 2020 is you never know what's going to happen. You can, who saw this coming?
Yeah.
Nobody saw this coming. And it has changed the lives just about, I believe, of everyone. Everyone. One of the things that I remember popping into my head as the Mask Up campaign started here in America, I remember how I used to always see images of China, and the people of China, they've been wearing masks forever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You would see them commonly wearing a mask covering their face. And now it's part of the American culture because of COVID.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen. And as you know, Cortez, you didn't know it was going to hit you.
No.
And it was a wake-up call for me. Now, it's been difficult for a lot of people to get through this, especially, some of us entrepreneurs, because money stopped flowing.
Right.
So the biggest lesson I learned from 2020 was you never know what's going to happen. So you better be right.
Yeah. And I think one of the biggest lessons that I learned is being true to who we are as entrepreneurs. We are by nature problem solvers. When I teach the young entrepreneurs over at Young Biz Kids the definition of an entrepreneur, an entrepreneur is somebody who gets paid to solve problems, period. Right? And because we are that, 2020 brought a lot of problems, right? So I think entrepreneurs had a slight advantage over everybody else because we are by nature nimble and flexible and adaptable and able to adjust and pivot. So most of us who survived 2020 did just that. We just made some slight pivots. We saw some problems, and when money stopped flowing over here, we saw some problems over here. We started solving those problems over there, and to get money flowing back. And you look at somebody like the founder of Zoom, whose platform was perfectly positioned for a pandemic and added $100 billion to his net worth in 6 months or something. So I think even if you don't become a full-time entrepreneur, understanding the power that lies in entrepreneurship, training yourself to see problems and be solution-oriented is something that we could all benefit from. So before we get into the Life's Best CMOS Jail, we also do a segment on the show that has become quite popular here, Rick. It is called 1 Minute Motivation. We talked about starting your day with something positive. And so the way 1 Minute Motivation works is I'm going to play about a 90-second clip of some motivation. And today I got some Tony Robbins queued up. Yeah. And then I have my audience give their take, at least one takeaway, and then I ask you to give one takeaway from what you hear in this particular clip. So this is 1 Minute Motivation right here on the Cortez Hustle Show live. Let's check it out.
Everybody experiences extreme stress at some point in their life. I don't care who we are. Something happens outside our control and it hits our life and it knocks us on our tail. It might be a health stress. It could be something with your family. It could be economic, career. It could be something emotional that happens, biochemical. There's so many things. It could be an environmental situation that had nothing to do with you. Every one of us in our lifetime are experiencing extreme stress. And these days, because of the economy and the way we respond to it, the majority of people are experiencing some form of extreme stress, at least according to polls. Stress doesn't come from the facts. Stress comes from the meaning that we give the facts. Yes, those things have happened, but the real question is, if we fight what's happened, we got a problem. We got to decide, what are we going to do with what's happened in our life? How are we going to take this? How are we going to mold this? How are we going to turn our life around? Because when you come up with a new meaning, you get a new life. So what are we going to do in this session? Well, in this session, we're going to take a look at something from a different perspective. We're going to ask you this question. What is the single force that controls the quality of your life? If there was one gift our Creator has given us, or the universe, whatever you believe, what is it? What is the one power that you have right now in this moment that can change everything? You have it, I have it, we all have it. It's this one singular individual power that can change anything in our life, regardless of what's happened to us. And I know you know the answer. The answer is the power of choice. The one thing we have in this world is we can't control the events, but we can choose what to focus on, we can choose what things mean, and we can choose what to do.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our 1 minute motivational clip for today. So it is on you, my esteemed guest. One takeaway from that clip, man, the great legendary Tony Robbins giving it to us raw, right?
Man, he's one of the greatest to ever touch lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's absolutely right. The power of choice is something that we all have. And it's so important to get to a level of maturity where you take ownership of your situation. It's so easy for us to point the fingers at other people and other things, other reasons why our situation is whatever it is. But I have learned that it's so important to take responsibility and choose the life that you want and then go and get it, you know?
It's there, man. It is there, man. Yeah. I think I'm thinking along the same lines. Everybody will be faced with extreme stresses. A lot of them have nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
Right? You're in an earthquake, your house falls into the earth. That didn't have nothing to do with you, but you got to choose how you're going to deal with that. He says, stress does not come from the facts, but the meaning that we give the facts.
Yeah.
Right? How do you respond when something happens? What do you determine that means for you? And then, of course, we all have the choice, right? Come up with a new meaning of the facts and you'll get a new meaning life. I think that was so powerful. So that was 1 minute motivation brought to you today by none other than what? Life's best CMOS gel. And my man, Rick Joyner here. We're listening to and we're learning from Rick Joyner. So the 1 minute motivation here on the Cortez Hustle Show is brought to you by Life's Best CMOS Gel. If you go to lbcmoss.com, you can purchase some of the best CMOS on the planet, 100% organic. It is highly effective in boosting the immune system and a whole lot of other stuff. And we're going to get into that right now. So, Brother Rick, when I was laying down fighting COVID, right? Let me tell you guys the power of having the right people in your network, right? Because this is powerful. I've got a coach and a mentor by the name of Henry Doris, right? I'm laying down. COVID had already hit my wife. She's about 5 days in. So this is the love of my life. I sleep with her every night. I know that it's coming my way, right? There's no way I'm getting around it because before she realized, like, I probably need to go get a room in quarantine, it's too late. You know, I already got it. So we might as well just fight this thing together. But when my mentor found out that I had COVID, Henry Doris called me and first he told me he loved me. And I was like, man, I love you too, coach. I really thank you for pointing to me. He said, but you are doing God's work and we can't lose you. We can't have you down for too long. Let me get you on the phone. He had one of his doctor friends call me. And then the second connection he made was with you. He said, brother, are you on CMOS? I said, no, I've been hearing a lot about CMOS, but I don't know where to get it. It seems like it's hard to find. He said, let me connect you with somebody who's got the CMOS thing popping and on lock, and he's got some in stock. He can get you some. And he connected me to you. So the power of having the right people in your life, guys, do not despise your network and create an insignificance for the people in your life, because we're all 6 degrees of separation from everything that we need on this planet. So I thank you, brother, for picking up the phone for him. which connected us, and now here we are. So talk about first, let's talk about how you found your way into the space where you start looking at this CMOS gel and all the things that it can do.
Okay, thank you. So first, people need to understand that CMOS is nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Natives of the Caribbean tropical islands have been using CMOS for hundreds of years. They generally use it in the form of a drink. But what happened was when COVID hit, then it started becoming very popular here in the United States. And I believe it was in May, one of my buddies sent out a text and said he thought he had COVID and he was on his way to the hospital. So let's see, March, April. Yes, about 3 months into this thing. And so naturally, you know, at that time, everybody was kind of stressing and panicking a little bit at least. And he went to the emergency room. They checked him out. They verified that he was positive. He wasn't bad enough for the hospital to keep him. They sent him back home.
Mm-hmm.
He told me that the very next day, he started taking CMOS gel.
Mm-hmm.
And almost immediately, he felt better.
Wow. And
with what was happening nationwide and worldwide at that time with this pandemic, to hear him say that was very impacting to me.
Right.
So I was like, I got to find me some of the CMOS gel. So I've got an herb shop where I go to get my herbs and supplements and vitamins and stuff. And I went in there a few days later and he had some in the refrigerator. So I bought an 8-ounce jar and I bought a blend of CMOS and bladderwrack. CMOS is a sea vegetable. Bladderwrack is also a sea vegetable. My guy that owns the herb shop recommended that I get the one with the bladderwrack. I trust him. I got it and I started taking it 2 to 3 tablespoons a day. And after about 5 days, Cortez, I noticed my fingernails were growing longer, faster.
Wow.
I noticed my energy level had gone up. My libido went up. You know, I was like, whoa, what is going on? And I started researching and studying CMOS and the benefits of it, because the impact that it was having on my body was just incredible to me. So I started studying and reading and Googling and researching to find out about this essential superfood and why it's so incredible for my body. And when I realized that our bodies consist of 102 essential minerals that it needs every day, which we don't get many of in our daily diet, you know, with all the GMO and MS, whatever, and processed foods, we don't get many of those minerals that our bodies naturally need. So of the 102 minerals that are in our bodies, there's 92 of those minerals in CMOS gel.
Wow.
And when I found that out, I was like, oh, well, no wonder I feel so great. I'm putting 92 of the 102 essential minerals that my body needs into it every day now. No matter what I eat, drink, whatever, I'm getting these minerals that I need now. And I mean, it naturally cleans you out. It is anti-inflammatory. I've got some testimonies that I'm going to be bringing to the forefront from some of my customers, some of my people that are taking the gel and the incredible effect that it has had on them. One of my brothers, he really believes that it was the CMOS gel and bladderwrack that brought him back from the dead. Not literally dead. He wasn't dead yet, but his heart failed on him. And the doctors gave him only a few months. They told him last year, if you live to see your birthday in November, we'll be surprised. Well, he went back to see them on his birthday, and his heart, the functioning of his heart had gone from 30-something% to 60-something%.
Wow.
And now it's over 80% functionality of his heart. And he's going to be on the show on my Facebook Live one day to talk about that. Inflammation, people that are overweight, it helps you to lose weight. One of my buddies lost 15 pounds in 1 month just from, he didn't change anything other than he started taking CMOS gel. If you are dealing with arthritis and inflammation in your body, it is one of the best things you can do. I've got a witness who texted me after taking my CMOS gel for 5 days. She said she hadn't seen her feet and ankles look that good in a very long time.
Wow.
90% inflammation and swelling gone in her feet and ankles. And her eczema was cleared up just from taking this CMOS gel. Can you tell I'm excited about it, bro?
Just a little bit, Brother Rick.
I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, and I think when it comes to taking care of our temples, right? I mean, you only get one. You only get one. And you're right about the minerals that we need. And you got to think about our standard American diet is devoid of everything, because in order to make something last on the shelf for months and sometimes years, you have to absolutely kill it.
Yeah.
Right? Listen, we are not supposed to be eating things that are not living, right? Even when an animal scavenges and he eats off a carcass that has been laying around for a while, that carcass is still teeming with life in a bacterial form that's going to help that animal survive. But we literally, one of the first things they do in order to make a food last is they kill the bacterial life, right? Because it's the bacteria that transforms a food from, hey, it's ripe, it's good for you to eat. If you're not going to eat it, then we're going to fix it so it goes back to the earth, right? And we're not getting enough living food in our diets. And CMOS gel is a living food teeming with life-giving minerals and bacteria and all of the things that we need to survive. So when did you say, okay, as an entrepreneur, I see a problem, I see a solution. Now I just need to connect the problem with the solution, and Life's Best CMOS gel was born.
Absolutely. So after my friend gave me his testimony about how he took CMOS gel the day after he tested positive, and he almost immediately started feeling better, then I started researching again. I found some myself and I started taking it. And once I started taking it, that light bulb just started going off. And I realized that this could be an answer to so many lives, so many people, because here we are in a pandemic. And I thought about this, and I believe that the people that have survived COVID, like yourself and your wife, part of the reason that you survived was because your immune system was able to fight. Your immune system was able to fight as it was made to do. I believe God made the earth, then he made man. When he made the earth, he put everything in the earth that man would need in order to not just survive, but also to thrive and to heal when he got sick.
That's right.
And see, a lot of medicine, a lot of the things that we need are really in the ocean. When you think about the fact that our bodies consist of about 80% or so of water, what do you think our bodies really need more of?
Well, how about water at that? I said, and salt water at that. Now we are salty water people. It's not just that's why when you cry and you taste that tear, it's salty. Right?
So then tragically, I lost a good friend to COVID. and his name was Troy Sneed, huge in the
Sorry to hear that.
gospel music recording industry, and a good friend of mine. And when we lost Troy, I was it hurt me, of course, and I was thinking, what can I do to help people? Okay, and I realized that CMOS gel can really help people. It can help the masses of people throughout the world, even, because you see it popping up now, but a lot still. There's so many people that don't know about CMOS and the benefits of CMOS and how it affects the body and how it helps the body to heal and to perform at its optimum level. It's also Cortez. It's also great for thyroid health. It's great for your GI health and your weight. People that work out. Some people will take their CMOS gel before they work out, and some people wait and use it after they work out to replenish their body, of the things that they've lost during the workout. But I'm convinced beyond the shadow of a doubt that everybody, can you say everybody? Everybody needs some help, and I believe CMOS gel can help everybody.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that I learned being down with COVID, literally 10 days, Brother Rick, I couldn't get out of the bed.
Yeah.
My bathroom in my bedroom is literally 1.5 feet, 2 feet from my bed. I would go to the bed, to the bathroom, and come back and be like, man, I need a nap. Just those 2 feet, those 4 feet right there and back. It's like, so when I started taking the CMOS gel, I did notice that my energy came back, and this was around day 8, day 9. So when I kind of came out of it, I kept taking the CMOS, and outside of my spiritual experience that I had with going through COVID and reevaluating my life and my legacy and thinking of all the things that, man, have I really been pursuing excellence, or have I been playing mediocre? Not according to anybody else, but according to the skill sets that I possess, the spark that God put in me.
Right.
I'm like, I'm not fanning this flame like I'm supposed to be, right? But also, I think one of the things that hurts us a little bit is how well this machine called the body is designed. See, we could be functioning on 10% of our gut health right now, but because our body wants life so bad that it's going to, take some energy from some other parts of our body and make us keep going. And we feel like we are healthy. We have no idea what real health looks like until you start giving your body what it needs. So if you guys got questions for Brother Rick and about CMOS or any of that kind of stuff, post your questions in the comment. If you have not answered the question of the day is, if you had one do-over, knowing what you know now, what would that be? And always put QOTD when you answer the question of the day, so you can get entered into the drawing to win that free vacation. But yeah, because I'm someone, Rick, who, I work out 6-7 times a week. Some days I work out twice a day. So I'm thinking, if I'm looking at my past, the typical flu would only live in me for about 12 hours. So I'm like, if I do get COVID, it's probably a 2 or 3 day thing at most, right? And in fact, I call myself Wolverine for all my X-Men fans, because Wolverine has the power of healing. So I'm like, man, listen, ain't no flu, I ain't worried about no COVID. But that just goes to show, even though I was feeling good, right? Even though I'm working out, there's still something that I was not giving my body, because there's a difference between performing and performing optimally.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what people need to get to. You get to a place where you're performing optimally, not only physically, but the mental clarity that came. And can you tell I'm a little excited about CMOS?
I can. And you very well should be, because it truly is incredible. And once I realized all of the benefits and the power of this superfood that comes from the ocean, I just got excited, and I started to develop the plan to start this business. And first, I wanted to have a great name, and I believe we did okay. Life's Best Sea Moss Gel.
There you go.
And we've trademarked it, so don't be trying to. Okay, everybody out there watching, it's trademarked. Okay, you see the TM on the shirt right there. It's, you got to take care of your business, right?
That's right.
And then once we got the name, then to create a catchy logo was the next part. And when a big shout out to Angela Hayes, who's my graphics design person and web host. She hosts the website and developed all of that. When she sent me this seahorse, can y'all see this?
Yeah, that's dope.
When I saw the seahorse, I was like, oh yes, that's it. I think, let's see if you can turn the seahorse into an L. So that it becomes the beginning of the name of the product. And she did. And the rest, as they say, is history. The website is up. And let me tell you this, Cortez. Everybody needs to know it's free shipping and handling nationwide. Okay?
Nice.
Free shipping and handling. Yes.
Nice. So you can get your sea moss gel at lbcmoss.com. lbcmoss.com, and free shipping anywhere in the continental US. That's dope as well. So you saw the benefits, you heard of the benefits from a friend first, then you experienced the benefits from yourself, and then the entrepreneur in you kicks in and says, okay, this is, because one of the things I love about true entrepreneurs versus people who are in it for a money grab. A true entrepreneur understands the power in being able to make a dollar and a difference at the same time.
Yes.
You said, listen, not a lot of people even know this solution exists. So I can bring it to them in an affordable way where everybody can get access to it. And there's nothing wrong with me making a dollar as I'm serving the community and making a difference at the same time, because you and I both know that COVID is doing way more damage in our communities than anywhere else because of our lack of access to quality health, as well as the food deserts that most of us live in. We can't get fresh fruits and vegetables in our communities. We got the convenience store and everything in there. It comes in a box or a bag or a jar, right?
Yeah.
So talk about, now that the business is up and running, how have you been received in the community, and how's things going? Is the demand as high as you anticipated once people start to realize, the power in this superfood?
Absolutely. And let me say this. One of my, can I give you one of my favorite quotes?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. One of my favorite quotes says this: in order to get everything in life that you want, all you have to do is help as many other people get what they want. And in this case, not just what they want, but what they need. I've got yourself and other people that I have delivered sea moss. I have driven to deliver sea moss gel to people's door without them paying me a dime. Okay. Because this is someone that I know they need this, and they say they're going to take it. So it's my job to get it to them. As a person who loves people and loves life, I just had the responsibility, and I had to do that. And I've done that several times. But it's so important that we do the right things for the right reasons. I agree. I'm just blown away by the response. When I found, let me tell you what I did. I had to, first of all, do my due diligence. I wanted to find someone to manufacture this product for me to the highest standard possible. So through all of my research, I found out several things. I found out, number one, there's several different ways that you can process the sea moss into the gel. Okay. There's different ways that people do that.
Right.
There are different kinds of sea moss.
Mm-hmm.
There's also, believe it or not, there's also fake sea moss out there now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I did a lot of research, and I found this person that I was interested in getting some sea moss gel from. And once I vetted, I mean, I'm sure I got on her nerves because I asked a lot of questions. And I'm like, well, how do I know this? You know, how do I know you? Blah, blah, blah. And she convinced me. And I'll go ahead and tell everybody, when you see the name St. Lucia, my manufacturer is from St. Lucia, and her family still lives there. And they harvest the sea moss straight out of the ocean. Okay. They let it dry in the sun and they send it straight to her. That's it. And then the process, we don't use any boiling. When I saw people boiling the sea moss, I mean, I kind of understand that, but I believe it's scientifically true that anytime you boil something, you
apply heat, you're killing it.
Yeah. You're killing at least some of it. So we don't do any boiling. One of the other things that I saw people were doing was they were adding salt back to the sea moss gel in an effort to kind of, cut the taste and the smell of the sea. We don't do that. There's some people that will actually wash their sea moss in some kind of a bleach solution in an effort to kill the taste and smell. Well, we've got a process that doesn't do any of that. It's very simple. We use a little lime juice in the first rinse of the sea moss gel and let it sit for a little while in that lime juice. And the lime juice kills the taste and the smell, and it's gone. Now, the Bladderwrack blend, you're going to get some of the sea taste in the Bladderwrack blend because it is so rich. It's there. Yeah. And I don't care what you do to it. You can try to cover it up with something, but I don't want to cover it up. People have been asking me about flavors, and I'm reluctant to do flavors because what the sea moss gel is by itself, it's pure, it's powerful, and adding the wrong thing to it, okay, it's going to take away from that effectiveness, I believe. So, but however, there is a new blend that's coming, and I'll get a chance to announce it right here on your show.
There we go. Cortez Hustle Show exclusive, people.
Absolutely. Coming very, very soon. We're going to be offering a blend of sea moss and elderberry. Sea moss and elderberry.
So that's double immune system building power. I know a little bit about the elderberry, and let me just say this about the taste, Brother Rick. And I want people to really get this because let me do this first. Guys. Tomorrow on the St. Louis Hustle podcast, we've got brand expert Molly Peterson joining us tomorrow at 7. Same bat time, same bat channel. So show up tomorrow if you need help with building a better brand. So Molly Peterson of Secondhand Creative will be on the show tomorrow. But let me just say this about taste when it comes to your health and your life, right? Brother, when it comes to whether something tastes good, but good for me, I just think back to the days when I would drink shots of alcohol. Now, all the commercials say this is supposed to go down smooth and all of that. At the end of the day, brother, it's poison. I'm drinking poison. Yeah. Why am I drinking poison? Because I want a particular effect. Well, whether the sea moss tastes like the sea or whether it tastes like fruits and berries, I'm after the effect. Just like I could force myself to drink a shot of something that was going to kill me, I could force myself to eat something that may not taste the way I want it to, that's going to bring me life.
Yeah.
So we got to keep that in mind. So really quickly, brother, we've got to give our response to the question of the day, and then I'll let you tell everybody where they can reach out to you, connect with you, and all of that kind of stuff. So the question of the day was, if you had one do-over, what would it be, knowing what you know now? You want to weigh in, or do you just want me to go ahead and go?
No, go ahead. I can't wait to hear you.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bit of a trick question, because listen to the question. If you had one do-over, knowing what you know now, what would it be? Well, if you go back and change anything, you wouldn't know what you know now, because you learned what you know now because of the mistakes that you made from back then. I heard Jim Rohn, or it might have been Zig Ziglar tell this parable. He said there's a wealthy guy, very successful, about to retire from the company. And there's a new guy ready to step into his shoes. So the new guy would ask the wealthy guy, hey, how did you get to the place where you really, had all of this success? And the new guy says, the retiree, the elder gentleman says, 2 words, right choices. And the younger guy was looking for something profound. He was like, no. Well, how do you get to the place where you make right choices? He said 1 word, grow. And that was ticking the young guy off, because he's looking for some wisdom. Mm-hmm. He said, well, listen, man, how do you get to the place where you grow? He said 2 words, wrong choices. So you wouldn't have the knowledge that you know now unless you had gone through the things that you had gone through. So that was a little bit of a trick question to the question of the day here on the Cortez Hustle Show. So, Brother Rick, tell everybody how they can get in touch with you to get some of life's best CMOS gel.
Well, first of all, you can order very easily directly from the website, which is www.lbcmos.com. That's lbcmos.com. I wanted to shorten it. Of course, you can also go to Life's Best CMOS Gel if you want to type all of that in. Yeah. lbcmos.com is the website. You can order there. If you have questions, you can text me. My cell number, and I don't mind giving out my cell because I'm not running from anybody. My cell number is 770-362-5203. And it's best to text me first, if you don't mind, because a lot of times, there's so much spam and scam and robocalls and stuff out there. I'm very leery of that. And if I'm in the middle of something, I may not be able to answer. But if you text me at 770-362-5203, I'll be happy to answer any of your questions and take some time to talk with you. Don't forget, order on the website and you get free shipping nationwide. And for my people here in Atlanta, sometimes Cortez, I'll actually deliver. I've got some people.
We got delivery in the ATL, man.
Yeah.
Even in all that traffic, Rick, man. When I was in Atlanta on a Sunday, brother, it took me an hour to get across town. Like, I couldn't do this every day, man.
Yeah, see, that's why a lot of times I deliver at night. Okay, I'm putting people on the porch at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
And we are in bumper to bumper traffic on Sunday afternoon. People, where is everybody going? And then they had the nerve to build a stadium in the heart of all that mess. Like, I'm really tripping here and the ATL. So you guys got Brother Rick's phone number. If you reach out to him based on this show, do me a favor, let him know that you saw him on the Cortez Hustle Show.
Please.
We like to know the impact that we're having when we have guests like Rick on, and for our sponsors and things of that nature. So let them know that, hey, I saw you on the Cortez Hustle Show, man, and that made me want to reach out. But Brother Rick, it has been a pleasure, my friend. Sitting next to, at least on the screen, a legend in media, a legendary entrepreneur and someone who has a servant's heart to help everybody heal their bodies, because if you heal your body, you by default are healing your mind. And I think once we get clarity in our minds, then we can really truly see that the sky is the limit. So before we sign off, brother, any last words?
I just want to encourage everyone to, as in your what Tony Robbins said earlier, everyone at some point has experienced some tough stress. And COVID-19 and now these new variants of it have really caused a lot of stress on people's lives. And I want to encourage you all, everyone, please get to a place where you can feed yourself more positive information, more encouraging information. Sometimes you have to turn the news off and stop all of the noise. Music is therapy for me. All right. Yeah. I love jazz and old school smooth R&B. And sometimes I'll just get away from all of the noise and get to a place of calm where you can actually think. And please make sure that you are eliminating the negative people and negative images and negative sounds from your life. One of the biggest things that I had to do was take inventory of myself. Cortez, I had to take inventory of myself and ask myself, am I really doing the best that I can to accomplish the things that God has called me to do, that he's put before me to do? Am I really doing? And I have to look and analyze not just myself, but who I allow in my circle.
Yes.
You got to get the wrong people out of your circle. Get around people that are like-minded. Change some of your habits, and it takes time to do that. But if you do those new habits, those good habits long enough, they will come to fruition, no doubt.
Love it, love it, love it. Feed yourself more positive information, says Brandon Caldwell. What's up, Brandon? Hey, really quickly, I forgot to give you guys the source of my 1 minute motivation today. And you guys know I love to give shout outs to the people that are moving me. And that came from the YouTube channel Extreme Motivation. And I actually put the link to the actual video there because it's actually a 9-minute video of Tony Robbins. I only gave you 90 seconds of it.
Yeah.
So with that, my friend, I appreciate you guys all for tuning in. Until we talk to you guys next time, we want you to get your money up because you absolutely can do it. But more importantly, you deserve to do it, each and every single one of you. Now hustle up. But you've got to overcome fear if you're going to win.
You're tuned into the Cortez Hustle Show. Please like and subscribe.